radio station, they really care. They're always calling me probably once a week, checking on me, seeing how things go, and see if they want to change any of the ads or do anything different, seeing what my needs are. I've gotten business off the ads that you do for me, and seems to be working well at this point.
Prices were very fair. Areas in this town that we aren't able to get other ways, your radio station is able to help us out, and I really appreciate that.
We've been very pleased with the services we've got. It seems like everybody over there cares about what they're going to do, how it's going to work for us on this end, and we've been very impressed with the creativity of the ads that we've heard, and they always seem to be right on point, even without us having to come up with what's going to be said.
I've been doing business with News Talk Radio for quite some time. It's the best place and the best value you can get for your advertisement. The commercials are great. They're very professional. I was actually blown away.
The commercial that they put together was awesome. It was way far above all the other radio stations we've dealt with. The best we've had yet, guarantee you, by far.
AM 1240 HotNewsTalkRadio.com gets results. Let us get results for your business. For no obligation free consultation, call General Sales Manager Steve Johnson. Call 423-240-5459. That's 240-5459. Or you can always email Steve at NoogaRadioSteve@gmail.com. That's NoogaRadioSteve@gmail.com. AM 1240 Hot News Talk Radio. We get results.
Ah, yes. Return of the Comfy Lounge.
It feels like it's been more than a week, doesn't it?
It does, even though it's been exactly a week.
Isn't that weird? Like, it's been exactly how many hours or a week, but it feels like it's been, like, twice.
So, in fairness, a whole lot of things have happened in that week.
I've been very busy during this past week here.
Well, Mr. News Director, election season came to a close, so you had to work overtime there, buddy.
I did. In fact, you were with me for a majority of it. I got up at 5:15 in the morning. You weren't there for that.
No.
I drove to work here, and then almost immediately I left to the polling place at Northgate here in Chattanooga and talked to people and saw a guy's car get hit by a drunk guy in a truck, allegedly. So, yeah.
Which I find hilarious that you have to say allegedly, even though you saw it.
I saw it with mine own eyes, but the alleged part is the drunk part.
Ah.
Because I don't know if he was or not. The police said that they believe that he was, but I can't say that he was.
Fair enough.
I'm Russell Stroud, by the way.
You're Russell Stroud.
I am indeed.
I'm also Russell. No, I'm Keon Rose.
Just had an existential moment there for half a second.
Yeah.
Whoa, man. What if we're all like Russell Stroud? You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. That's either a shower thought or a weed thought.
Weed thoughts. Hashtag weed thoughts. Tweet us with your weed thoughts.
Well, you just opened the floodgates on that one. On Twitter, I am at SportsCloud, and you are
at radio_Russell. You do not spell out underscore. It's the character on your keyboard that happens when you hold down shift and hit dash. Radio_Russell.
If you type out underscore, I hope you find something awful.
I hope you find. I can't say what I hope you find. But I hope you find something pretty bad.
There you go. Speaking of the Twitterverse.
Oh boy. I'm like literally shaking with excitement about how much I want to talk about this.
You're literally shaking.
I'm literally shaking.
Okay, just fair enough, because that's our topic du jour. Literally shaking.
Oh, the literally shaking.
Why would you do something like that? You are literally shaking.
I am literally shaking.
But that, by the way, is become the new favorite thing here to do over the last couple of days. If just search literally shaking.
Yep.
On social media.
You'll find gold every time.
Every single time.
You'll find both people making fun of people saying that they're literally shaking, and you'll find people who say that they are literally shaking. But why, Keon?
Well, I'm not sure, but I would start with America doesn't know how to use the word literally.
No, it really doesn't. In fact, the millennial generation does not.
We abuse that word.
We really do.
It's bad. One could even say that we literally abuse that word.
Wow, that's meta. Meta.
There you go. But
literally shaking. If you look up on Twitter, literally shaking, you will see quite a few people who are very upset that, well, currently you'll see people who are very upset that Donald Trump is now the 45th president of the United States, although I should say he's the president-elect of the United States. President Obama is still, the president, but he's not going to be sometime in January when the nomination takes place. next year in 2017. Kind of weird to think about a regime change.
Yeah, and it's certainly the one that I think a lot of people didn't want, and they expressed so on Twitter.
It's like 50-50 though. If you look at the country, like it almost like within margin of error is the difference in popular vote. I just want to bring that up. It's 0.03% last I checked difference between popular vote in Donald Trump versus Clinton. And Clinton won popular vote, but lost horribly in the electoral college because California has like no delegates, which is probably good for the rest of us. Because if California governed the rest of the country, actually it might not be that bad, but it would be different.
Well, we'd have legalized weed.
And you could send us your weed thoughts legally.
Yes.
Send us your weed thoughts, but only from California, Oregon, Washington, New York, I think, and like, is it Indiana? It would be Indiana. Some other place.
Did you mention Colorado?
Colorado.
Because if you send us your weed thoughts, you would be sending us your weed thoughts as a thought exercise, not necessarily as your actual weed thoughts.
It's like I'm really big into guns, and I read about guns a lot, and maybe that says a lot about me. But people in forums sometimes will be like, theoretically, you could turn this into a suppressor. It's called a solvent catcher, which is like it is a suppressor, but it doesn't have a hole in the other end of it. Holes and everything. Like it is a suppressor, but it's not because there's not a hole in the other end. And people are like, yeah, if you buy this solvent catcher, it'd be really easy. If you accidentally drilled a hole in the other end, you'd have a suppressor. But it's not that. It's a solvent catcher. And you make it out of a Maglite flashlight, if I remember correctly, too. It's kind of weird.
That is pretty weird.
It's cool, though.
But yeah, and the idea of the theory of that is cool. So that's how you would send us your weed thoughts. And if you fail to send weed thoughts, I will be literally shaking with anger.
I'll be so upset that I'll be just literally shaking in my boots. So give us some tweets.
All right. Well, here's the first one. Speaking of that abuse of the word literally, still cannot believe we are elected literally Hitler. I am still shaking. Which, by the way, the grammar there is just...
Ouch. I've got one for you from Kimmy. Hello, Kimmy. Nice young lady. And I can't say all of what she said because this nice young lady said some nice kid words, nice grown-up words that we can't say on the kid radio because we're on Disney Radio right now. I'm literally shaking right now. This white supremacist piece of is not my President Trump. This man's name is literally shaking on Twitter. He says, I've never said any of those things in my life. Stop generalizing. Oh, wait. Maybe I read the wrong tweet. Morgan says, my hand is literally still shaking because Mike knows I don't hate his robe. Wait, what? I think I'm looking at the wrong tweets here. I think people have caught on to the literally shaking thing, by the way.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I look at literally shaking and there's people making fun of other people saying literally shaking. And it's pretty funny. So the next one to look up is moving to Europe.
Okay. That's obviously fun.
I can't type that on my phone fast enough, so go ahead and type that nonsense into your search bar. Moving to Europe. And people are pledging that they will move to Europe. In fact, our good friend, female comedian, very well known. What's her name again?
It's not Silverman, is it?
Amy Schumer.
Amy Schumer.
I couldn't remember her name.
One of two.
There's only two female comedians.
In
Amy
all
Schumer.
of the world.
Tina Fey is a man. And she would find that funny because she's a funny lady.
Because she's actually funny.
She's an actually funny lady.
And not like just vulgar calling it funny.
Yeah, like, both of those ladies. Yes, sir. Amy Schumer claimed that she would move to Canada, and then, once the election happened, she didn't. She's like, no, I was just kidding, you sexists.
I have been saying it on my show since before the election, like 2 months before the election. Everybody who's saying that they're moving to Canada or moving to Europe, no, you're not.
They don't want to pay the taxes. They're not moving.
No, you say this every 4 years. You are not moving anywhere.
No one's moving it. I'm not even moving to Tennessee. I'm not moving to Canada.
Like I don't know if I'm moving to the kitchen. This is I'm not going anywhere.
That's what the force is for.
Just suck it up. Okay, you've got 4 years of Trump. If you don't like him, don't reelect him.
And
That's
you're
really
saying that as a non-Trump supporter too, by the way.
That is correct.
Now I want to give some full disclosure because I actually, on the ballot, I had two options. It was Donald Trump, Hillary Clinton, and other. And this is kind of embarrassing to admit, but I spilled my beer on the ballot. And it hit other, and I couldn't go back. And I was really annoyed. And I tried to wave at the ballot guy, and I was like, hey, I spilled my beer on the thing and won't let me change it. And he just sort of looked at me like I was an idiot and kept walking. So I don't actually know who I voted for. In the state of Georgia, though, basically everyone was uncontested. It's Nathan Deal. For Tom Graves, it was Tom Graves. There was one libertarian who I voted for because he was the only other option. So I voted for a libertarian candidate because why not?
Because why not? Basically.
So the moral of the story is spill your beer and you might accidentally vote for Gary Johnson. Whoops. So what's up with moving to Europe?
Well, we've got one from DZ at Mr. Huya.
Huya.
I'm moving back to Europe.
Well, okay.
Hashtag WTF America in 5 words.
Well,
so he was from Europe in the first place.
Well,
and then decided, you know what?
That's not really a big shock, though.
Yeah.
That's like, I'm moving back to Canada, said the man from Moncton.
Yeah, right.
I'm from Alberta, and I'm going back there. You Americans don't know what you're voting about.
Some of these have absolutely nothing to do with the election, and it's actually even sillier.
Oh.
Dropping out of school, moving to Europe, and getting sponsored to drive F1.
F1? Oh.
F1 cars, yeah. Freddie F.A. is whoever it is that's tweeting there.
He's
Probably not, though.
FA kind of guy. Is he wearing good clothes?
Hopefully. Can't tell from that picture. Cannot tell. We just have one here that just says, wow, moving to Europe.
That's it?
That's it. That's the whole tweet.
Moving to Europe. Promise.
And I'm Jewish, and I'm worried about moving to Europe, says Philadelphia AC.
I would be, especially if you're moving. Actually, no, pretty much everywhere is pretty friendly towards the Jew folks, the Jewish folks. I can't think of anywhere. Well, I mean, I guess you shouldn't move to Lebanon or something. But.
Here's someone that was just extra bitter. I'm moving to Europe whether Trump wins or not.
Oh,
so you were just
is he
preemptively?
Maybe he was a Bernie supporter.
Possibly.
Speaking of which, did you see Bernie supporters are mad, very mad because they're saying our dude could have won, but you went and nominated Hillary instead. So now we're stuck with Donald Trump, and you know what? I feel kind of bad about that, even though I wasn't a big fan of Bernie.
I don't feel as bad about that. I feel it's a little bit of delusion on the part of Bernie supporters.
Probably, because I think Trump probably could have destroyed Bernie, but Bernie had bigger support base possibly than Hillary did.
Possibly. Here's the thing. First off, America, we're really afraid of the socialism, which Bernie is.
Even if it's democratic socialism, which
yeah,
is actually pretty much what we have right now.
Yeah. I mean, when it comes to our medicine, not necessarily our healthcare, but our medicine and our roads, that's already socialized. So
yeah, and America's already pretty well socialized. It's socialized in the most American way though, which is very messily.
Yes, which I'm totally cool with because that's the democratic part of that.
Yeah,
that makes that messy.
And did you see all the people who are complaining about direct democracy? We got to have direct democracy in the U.S. because Clinton lost, so they're sore losers. And not everyone who voted for Clinton is a sore loser. I'm not saying that because I know there are a lot of people who lost very graciously. And, that's cool. And there are a lot of Trump supporters who won who were not very gracious about it. Which right, with a win like that you can kind of understand. But it's like the football hooligans in the UK.
Right.
Where it's like we won, we're going to tear up the town literally.
Or Alabama fans.
Yes, what is wrong with them?
Well, they just haven't lost in so long. They forgot what it feels like to be on the other end of that shoe. So they don't mind. They don't mind kicking you constantly. Well, they haven't lost this season, which is my point. When they win, there's no grace whatsoever. So yeah, no, I have the team I root for, the Texas Longhorns, lost to Alabama back in 2009, and I have Bama friends who still let me have it. So yeah, no, there's no grace to how Bama fans win anything. And you've got some Trump supporters that are kind of releasing their inner Bama fan.
Well, maybe there's some crossover though.
I feel like there's a lot of crossover.
Yeah, see, so maybe that's it.
There's a decent amount of crossover. It could be those very same people.
Who do you think Nick Saban voted for?
I feel like Nick Saban is a Trump guy.
Really?
And I only say that because
not because he's racist or anything like that.
No. Because his demeanor reminds me of Bill Belichick, with the coach of the Patriots.
Oh, who's friends with Trump, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so if if their demeanor is that similar, and the way that they choose to coach and just the way that they respond to everyone in public is that similar, I'm gonna go out and say Nick Saban's a Trump guy.
Who's the guy who was telling the reporters to smile?
John L. Smith, which I know we have the sound of that somewhere on the computer.
Yeah. I think
smile.
I think he's a Clinton supporter.
I mean, he has to be. He's just a little deranged enough to.
He's in Clinton's earpiece, going smile. Smile.
That's why all of her smiles look so dang creepy. Because John L. Smith is trying to tell her to do it, and it's weird.
I've got something here on the computer, by the way. This is from CNN, and it's reposted by the Hill newspaper. But it was this CNN reporter who's talking to a Trump campaign manager, and he has an odd rebuttal to her remarks. I just want to play this for you.
Right, well, let me ask you about this. So you say it's not a shakeup, but you guys are down, and it makes sense that there would.
Says
polls, who? Most of them, all of them.
Says who?
Polls. I just told you. I answered your question.
Okay. Which polls?
All of them.
Okay. And your question is?
Okay. So my question is, I don't think it is really surprising when facing a challenge and trying to make a turnaround that there would be some, let's at least say some adjustments. Okay. So I guess what my real question is here that I did not get to is, what is the point of this? If you're calling it an expansion of winners, as you put it, working on the campaign, what is it about? To what end?
Wow. So says who?
Polls.
All of them, apparently.
Which, to be fair,
was wrong.
Because Donald Trump led the entire way in the LA Times poll for whatever reason.
Yeah,
that was the only poll that had him leading the entire way.
Of all the polls, by the way,
yes.
LA Times.
But they're trying to all be impartial.
Right. Well, trying.
Yeah, you try, and especially like the Gallup poll had Clinton leading the whole way, and now that like they're looking into how their statistical models work because they want to know how they could have been so wrong.
Well,
which I think is kind of cool. But
they didn't account for the memes. That's the thing.
Yeah, they didn't account for meme magic.
The good old meme magic, which I was projecting towards Tennessee Tech, by the way, to beat the Vols, and it didn't work. It worked horribly. Maybe my meme magic was misdirected because I was visualizing the Vols.
Possibly, it could be a Dragon Ball Z type deal where Goku's trying to make the Genki Dama, and he needed the help of literally every living thing on Earth. Yeah, you just needed more people in on the meme magic.
Lend me all of your power.
Right.
Ah!
But Tennessee Tech only had you to draw from. One individual, which is a problem. Yeah.
They didn't even have all their team to draw from.
As their entire team, of course, would be unaware of meme magic.
Unfortunately, I should have tweeted at them to tell them, like, I need all of your power. Darn it.
Oh man. So with the meme magic and the way that it works, that I assume that it works. I've always assumed that you need like a fair amount of people in on the memes first before it can actually truly honestly be successful. Which is why like I can't be like, hey, I'd like meme magic to make the Redskins just undefeated this season, and then they'd be undefeated this season.
No, unfortunately, meme magic requires the focused energy of a lot of people, like thousands of people, in order to work. Perhaps we should explain what meme magic is.
Probably.
Explain.
Okay, this is tougher to explain. Like the moment
it's your turn, Keon. Explain.
Is it my turn to explain?
I'm making it your turn.
Say meme magic is.
Oh, come on. Explain.
I'm trying to explain it.
You want me to?
I think you should explain it.
Meme magic is something where people generate memes, images of frogs or sad people or what have you. And they focus these pictures on one particular thing. So Brexit was one. If you remember Brexit.
Brexit.
Oh yeah, it was great, wasn't it? People were focusing their memes very hard on Brexit. And Brexit happened against all odds because they focused their meme magic. Now people are saying, oh, this is like visualization, like the pagan tradition of visualization. And it probably is. They're focusing their magic and channeling it through. I sound like Alex Jones. Focusing the magic, channeling it through a god they call Keek. Kek is the name of it. It's an old Egyptian god. Down there, an Egyptian god they call Kek. I can't do
that. No, it's a very good. That's a spot on impersonation, which I just had an idea for a show.
Let me explain Star Wars. Yeah, but they channel their magic through Kek, and Kek acts on the will of the people and changes reality.
Because the polls for Brexit,
terrible,
were also wrong.
Yeah, very, very wrong. And people were very surprised at it. In fact, they're saying now the election of Donald Trump is like the equivalent of Brexit. Is like American Brexit. A friend of mine was telling me, she's in Ireland, and she was telling me that she was talking to friends of hers who are there in Ireland, and they were saying that the Americans always have to up. What's the word? Up the
ante.
Up the ante. Sure, they always have to sort of bump themselves up a little bit, and they had to one up. There we go. They had to one up the UK with UK's Brexit. So they're one upping them with the election of Donald Trump. I'm sorry, I'm coming down from my caffeine high. Everything's like nothing's working anymore.
Yeah, no, you didn't time the caffeine properly.
I didn't. I'm balancing caffeine and alcohol right now. I finished one beer, and that's apparently affecting all of my cognitive functions right now.
Russell's gonna fall over in about 30 seconds.
I'm gonna start singing like the Smiths real soon. By the way, when I was watching the election results, I was listening to the song "Panic." You familiar with "Panic" by the Smiths?
I am.
I was listening to that, watching the election results in the morning. It was pretty good.
Oh, it's a perfect fit.
Especially because when they started singing about Birmingham, I was looking at the results for Birmingham, Alabama. I was like,
perfect.
I wonder what the demographics were. Actually, it's pretty close to Birmingham. This is Two Millennials Talk here on Hot News Talk Radio, AM 1240, hotnewstalkradio.com. Go to Noogaradio.com as well, by the way. We got some surprising and exciting stuff coming up.
There you go. This is Two Millennials Talk on Hot 1240, Hot News Talk Radio. Next.
You're hurting me, baby.
You give us 12 minutes and 40 seconds, we'll give you Chattanooga and the world.
News Talk 1240.
A $500 gift card. $500? What? That's right, Bunky. A $500 gift card from a store of your choice. The agents at Exit Realty Scenic City are confident they can sell your house. They can do it in 99 days or less. If your listing proves a slowpoke, they will give you a $500 gift card. No one works harder for you than agents at Exit Realty Scenic City. Licensed in Tennessee and Georgia. Exit sells quickly all types of commercial and residential properties and vacant land. Looking for a dream home, or maybe you're just a first-time home buyer? Let an agent get you started today on your house search. If you're a real estate agent looking for a change, see what Exit can do for you. Training, technology, branding, culture, and financial freedom. Again, Exit Realty Scenic City. Call 423-551-EXIT to learn more. Call 423-551-EXIT and learn more.
Terms and restrictions may apply.
Cash, 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 and more cash. Rick Davis has the cash when you sell gold, silver, diamonds, rings, and jewelry. Sell Rick your precious metals today and lock in your price. Hey, Rick Davis will trade your cash for shiny, brilliant, and heavy gold. Gold cheaper now by $100 an ounce. Join the Rick Davis Silver Bonanza too. Prices so low, the Lone Ranger is bound to gallop in, Kimosabe.
Hey-ho, silver, away!
The markets are changing, so buy now. Cash, 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 and more cash for your silver and gold, gold, gold. Rick Davis, 5301 Brainerd Road. That's 5301 Brainerd Road. Rick Davis Gold and Diamonds. Oh, and cash, cash, cash. You know where it is.
Hey-ho, silver, away!
You want more business. You want to increase your bottom line. You want to spend less on advertising, imaging your business, and general expenses. You need Trade Bank. Trade Bank of Chattanooga. Trade Bank. Call now to get access to nearly 400 local businesses. Trade Bank. Call 877-2202. 877-2202. Trade Bank. You want to increase your cash flow, your competitive edge, attract new customers, and build a loyal customer base. You need Trade Bank of Chattanooga. Call right now. 877-2202. When you join Trade Bank, you'll get the benefit of free advertising in our monthly magazine, TradeBank.com, emails, and mailouts. Join Trade Bank now and receive your Trade Bank debit card with trade credits to spend any way you want with our wide variety of Trade Bank partners. For almost 30 years, Trade Bank has been your voice for small business, a member of the American Bankers Association, and in good standing with you. Trade Bank of Chattanooga. Call now for a free consultation. 877-2202. That's 877-2202. Trade Bank of Chattanooga.
Expect fair skies to continue through your nighttime. A little hazy but chilly again overnight. Lows 35 to 40. For Friday, another dry day. In fact, looking dry for the next several, with some sunshine mixing with a few clouds. Highs of around 70, turning breezy and cooler Saturday. Did you know that you could purchase a home now with little or nothing down? Find your dream home with McBriar Realty. Call McBriar Realty at 706-657-2353 or McBriarRealty.com. And I'm Storm Team 12 Chief Meteorologist Patrick Orr.
On AM 1240, Hot News Talk Radio.
Hot News Talk 1240. AM 1240, Hot News Talk Radio. With your chance to win $124 in cash and $124 in food every week with the Hot News Talk Radio 1, 2, 3 NASCAR contest. Hot News Talk 1240. All you have to do is guess who's going to be first, second, and third place in the upcoming NASCAR Sprint Cup race. If you guess it, you'll hear your name live Monday morning at 11:30. Then call AM 1240 Hot News Talk Radio to win. Enter your guess right now at Rick Davis Gold and Diamonds, 5301 Brainerd Road, Chattanooga. Diesel Off-Road Technology Sonny Daisy. For your four-wheel drive and truck needs, stuff and upholstery with premium rubber foam. Amigos Mexican Restaurant next to Staples and Hickson. Drink specials during the race. Cell Surgeon, the Broken Screen Doc. And Shooter's Supply, 4824 Hickson Pike in Hickson. Hot News Talk 1240. Enter your guesses now and then listen to the race live to win $124 in cash and $124 in food from Chattanooga's official NASCAR radio station. Hot News Talk 1240.
I love NASCAR.
Hot 1240 Hot News Talk Radio with your Hot News Now update. Hamilton County on fire. Homes evacuated on Flipper Bend. Sequatchie County on fire as well. More evacuations in place. On I-75 South last night, fires closing one lane. Traffic constipated. A Chattanooga man getting 5.5 years in prison after police say they found firearms in his home. He was already a felon. He told officers that there was a pistol and a .30-30 rifle in his bedroom under a mattress, and they found marijuana as well. Sentenced to 5.5 years in prison. A Tennessee highway patrolman arrested and placed on $5,000 bond after police say he pointed his service gun at his wife. A cell tower is going to be built in Lookout Mountain, Tennessee. A service provider has not been found yet, but the location has. The commercial center of the town, Lookout Mountain, will be called Lookout Mountain Village. The city elected to have a sign made and hung on a wrought iron bracket. You can make a child's Christmas wish come true by donating a toy for the Tennessee Children's Baptist Home. Stop by Chick-fil-A and check out the tree, grab a tag, and help out a child. If it's going on in the Tennessee Valley, it's going on Hot 1240 Hot News Talk Radio.
Martin Truex Jr. is off the pace and he is headed to the pit lane. Elliott Powers around the outside. Michael McDowell pops the right front tire. Here's Martin Truex to the bottom. Blaney blocked him off too. Meanwhile, Chase Elliott went 4 wide on the back straightaway. They're side by side for the lead.
Hear it live on Chattanooga's official NASCAR radio station. Hot News Talk 1240. The voice of NASCAR.
Two Millennials Talk here on Hot 1240 Hot News Talk Radio. I'm Keon Rose.
I'm Uncle Stroud.
And
there's been a lot happening, especially with the election. And I kind of had envisioned in my head that this was the almost election wrap-up show from the perspective of two sane young people who are not given to ridiculous displays of emotion like so many of us are.
Right. Because I think with us, there is a level of just don't really care.
We are so nihilistic. It's just, it doesn't even matter. Like, I don't care.
I honestly do not. Because I don't have any trouble saying who I voted for. Nobody. I voted for no one.
Oh, I remember who I voted for.
I voted for no people. Because I feel like that's better than what we got.
So you voted for my dog. That's a good choice. Ozzy's make a good candidate.
Yeah.
He's crazy. He's black too.
But also, he didn't delete a bunch of emails.
No, he did not.
He's not a liar.
Not on purpose, anyway.
He's not sexist.
Not that I know of.
Not at least not that we know of. I don't know.
He did bite my sister one time.
Well, we don't know if that was motivated by discrimination or not, so we're just gonna have to let that slide.
My dog goes, I hate women. I hate women and people of color.
Look, but you're a black dog. Come on. Come on.
He's a self-hating black dog.
There you go. Which is my favorite Dave Chappelle sketch, by the way. Is the one where the blind guy is a member of the KKK because he's been blind his whole life and did not realize that he himself was black.
My favorite is the one where all the black people get money. So have you seen that one where like they all just get like $1 million? Was it $1 million?
Oh man, I don't know if I've seen that one.
It's really fun. They just all get this money, and it's funny because you sound kind of racist. Like I can't describe Dave Chappelle bits because I sound kind of racist when I do.
Right. It's like that episode of The Office where Michael wants to do the Chris Rock sketch about the difference between some black people and other black people.
Yeah, it's like no.
And they're like, no, you can't do it. Like you can't have that. You can't say the sketch. And it's a great sketch. Like everybody loves that bit.
Yeah,
that's like a top 10 comedy bit of all time.
Across the racial lines, everyone loves that bit.
And only 12% of the U.S. population can tell you about it.
Only Indians and Asians, I suppose.
I suppose they could also, but it's iffy.
Maybe the Arabs could.
Possibly.
The Arabs are just as marginalized.
But it's the minorities could tell you.
Persians, though.
No, not you. Not you.
So I wanted to bring up this tweet that I just saw retweeted by a gentleman named Nash. Nash, I don't know his real name. I don't really care to know it either. But Nash just retweeted this saying, xenophobia and nationalism rising. Sounds like a Command and Conquer game. Here and around the world due to fear of globalization, climate change, and shifting population. Hashtag hate flood. I think hate flood was the thing that came out of the elevator in The Shining.
Yeah, that's definitely what a hate flood looks like.
Hate flood.
That's a hate flood. What's he describing?
I hate it when people make up hashtags. It's like, yeah, it's a hate flood. It's just a hate flood.
Those are my two least favorite hashtags. Hashtags that just some guy made up and corporate hashtags.
You know, I always think about the person who did something first and how it must suck to be that person. Like the first guy to come up with an axe. Like that must have sucked where it's like, oh man, we need to cut down wood. And I know how to do it. We just need to make an axe. But you need wood first to make an axe. And he's like, darn it, it's sort of a chicken and the egg thing.
Like people remember you if you do something first.
Yeah.
But it's easier if you do it second.
Not Ugg. Nobody remembers Ugg, the first man to create an axe.
Apparently not, which I imagine his name was derived from what he said as he was trying to make the axe.
What about the first dude to like figure out that you could ride a horse? Like, how did that play out? I'd like to know.
That he saw that and thought, because there's so many things in history. This is now a topic, by the way.
It is. It has to be.
There's so many things in history. Like the first person that ever had alcohol.
I love him. Whoever it was.
Whoever he was. Great guy. But think about it.
Wonderful man. He's the foundation of a lot of modern and not so modern history.
He looked at something and said, that's gone bad. I wonder if I should still drink it. Tasted it and thought, no, but he didn't stop drinking.
And he's like, yes.
As he kept on drinking, that no became a yes, and then now we have beer.
And now we have beer. Yeah, fermentation's fermentation's a complicated process too. I looked into beer making, like home brewing, actual home brewing, and I was like, this will be easy. It's not.
No.
There's like microbrews and not microbrews, and there's like high grav and not high grav, and there's all these different things to account for, and there's ABV, alcohol by volume. You have to get a candy thermometer. I don't even know where you buy that.
That is the first time I've ever heard the phrase candy thermometer.
Yeah, you measure candy temperatures with it.
Yeah, it sounds like something that Willy Wonka would use.
You and Balloonbus carry around candy thermometers for their regular loadout alongside their Glock 22. But yeah, and like moonshining is even harder. Like stills, you know, like if I wanted to make corn or potato vodka, you know, like no, it's hard, man. How did the early Polish people figure that out?
I have no idea. How did the Vikings figure that out? They had mead, which is alcohol you make with honey.
It's difficult.
It's hard.
And actually, you know what? Winemaking is not nearly as difficult, which makes sense because wine, I think, is some of the first alcoholic beverages. Basically, you just step on a bunch of grapes, take the contents, the liquid bits, let it sit for a bit, and you're done. Which is why grape juice before the modern era was really not a thing. Believe it.
Yeah, because it would just be it ferments so easily.
It ferments within like a day, so you'd have to drink it immediately. There's no such thing before the modern era as grape juice. It just doesn't exist.
Which is crazy. But not just alcohol, like yogurt and cheese and other things that have to go bad first before you can eat them. Somebody looked at that and saw the potential in there of food.
I wonder if these items are drawn out of extreme cleverness or extreme laziness, though. Because with cheese, it's like you got to let milk sit around, like cheese curd, sit around for a long time. I figured that's something I would accidentally do.
Right. And then you eat it. Because here's the thing, even if you did it out of laziness, which is probably the most likely of the two options, you still had to look at it and go, should I eat this?
But out of laziness, because I'm not going to go gather and I'm definitely not going to go hunt.
Fair enough.
I would say, yeah, I'll eat it. Why not?
Right.
I don't know where I got the wherewithal to milk the cow in the first place.
Right. You were active enough to milk a cow and save the milk.
Maybe my mom milked the cow. I don't know. I'd be the lazy caveman son.
Cave to your basement in the cave.
With my proto smoke signal connection.
Russell, here's your milk.
Thanks, Mom. I'm smoke signaling with all my friends. Playing an online smoke signal game. You don't have a high-speed smoke connection? I don't know what you're even doing.
Oh, man.
And you're smoking your proto tobacco and it interferes with the signals. Dad, stop smoking. I'm playing games with my friends. Sorry, son.
They're all play outside.
Play with the Velociraptor.
So, the wheel is my other invention that I have to wonder how it is that a person would badger that. Because in order for a wheel to serve any purpose whatsoever, you need at least two. So you can't just have thought up a wheel.
Wait a minute. What if cavemen were riding around on unicycles back in the day?
The first unicycles were prehistoric.
And later on, they're like, wait a minute, we can have two of them, maybe even four of them.
What?
And we'll connect them to these horses, which we just learned how to ride.
We also just learned how to ride because that crazy Fred over there just likes hugging horses.
You got to imagine the people who invented this stuff were Doc Brown levels of crazy. Everyone around them was you're just an idiot. Noah, Noah's hey, I'm going to build this ark because God told me to. And they're you're an idiot, dude.
Well, here's the thing, though.
Who's laughing now?
For thousands of years, if you think about it from the point of view of those people,
yeah.
For thousands of years, though, they were right.
That's true.
For almost a millennia.
This one guy with his teenage sons is yeah, I'm going to build an ark and you're all going to drown. And they're yeah, okay. Noah.
Uh-huh.
All right, Noah, what, you're 800 years old? Yeah.
Yeah, get out of here.
Forget it. We all know that water comes from the ground, Noah, not from the sky. We all live on Pangea, Noah. It's not going to change. Nothing's changing, man.
And he just built this massive boat for what appeared to be no good reason.
For what appeared to be the unwashed masses, no reason. But they became washed very soon.
Very, very serious washing happened there.
A cleansing.
And external, internal, all of it.
But never again, fortunately. We have that in writing. Never again.
Right. It's just with history, that because of the firsts, I have so many questions. The first person ever to just smoke, the idea of just smoking.
I feel that one was an accident, though.
Had to be, but did it feel good when they first did it? Did it actually?
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, not that I would know, but yes, it does.
But say minus the nicotine and everything else.
Oh,
because I know it feels good now. I'm talking about the very, very, very first person to ever actually roll something and then light it on fire and then go,
Maybe they vaped. Maybe vaping was first.
Vaping was the first smoking.
I feel it was. I feel the prehistoric people were a lot more advanced than we thought, and aliens gave them vapes, vaporizers.
That means that the moving to Europe people are right. As a society, we are moving backwards.
Shoot,
and now we're going back to vaping.
You're right.
If you think about it.
Next step is transdimensional vaping. Like, man, you haven't inhaled any like dark matter. I don't even know what you're doing. You weigh like 3,000 times more, man. You got these guys who are like cracking the pavement as they're walking. You're like, you gotta try it, dude.
Get on my level.
Nash is tweeting again, by the way. He tweeted 2 minutes ago. He's at Nash076. And, he's not a bad guy or anything. I think he's all right. But his tweets are kind of funny because he's very angry. And I feel really good when other people are angry. You've got a computer in front of you. Is there anything you were wanting to get to on that computational device?
I was not. I was looking at something, and then I could not remember for the life of me what it was. But a thought that escaped me earlier but did just come back
Hit me.
is we should do a show where we impersonate other radio hosts.
Oh.
I will be Pharrell. You will be Alex Jones. And I feel like this will be amazing.
Wait, Pharrell? Like Pharrell Williams Pharrell?
Not Pharrell Williams, but the sports host for Pharrell on the Bench is his show. And he's really funny, really smart, but also...
Does that mean he sucks at sports if he's on the bench?
That's what that would typically mean, is you're not starting. You're on the bench. So you're at least second best.
Yeah.
You're a second unit kind of guy. But I don't know. Or maybe he just plays defense in football. So then he would be on the bench while the offense is out there or something.
Fair enough.
I don't know, but he talks like this. Yeah. I bet a bunch of money on the Cleveland Browns. I think they're going to cover the spread tonight. And I imagine that Pharrell talking to Alex Jones has to be the greatest thing that would ever happen to radio.
Well, the thing that everyone forgets is that the globalists control both football teams. And there's only the illusion of winning. Whenever you see, the Steelers beat the Colts or whatever, I don't watch sports. My daughter does. You see that globalist agenda at work. But what you're not looking at is up. See all the chemtrails going on. You don't see that when you're looking at the game, the ball games.
Doesn't matter to me as long as the Browns cover. Slug it out.
And who are the Browns owned by? Question you gotta ask. I can only do that for so long, by the way.
And then your throat just starts to hurt, which begs the question: how do either of them have radio careers and voices left?
Yeah, gosh, mine's gone. Yeah, mine's gone now.
Pharrell's show is 3 hours long.
What?
How does he talk? And that's not a voice he's doing, by the way. That is his voice.
Like Sean Hannity's doing a voice. That's not how he really sounds.
Really? I've never actually listened to Hannity.
No, that is how he really sounds.
But I imagine, because there's some people, the guy that does Marketplace for American Public Media.
Oh, yeah.
Kai Risdall.
Yeah.
I had a teacher that met him and thought that what he does on Marketplace is his radio voice. No. Kai Risdall really talks like this all the time. And you're just like, what? How is that possible to maintain for greater than 40 minutes?
You imagine Chris Hansen? Chris Hansen really does talk like that, though. He does. He's like, I'd like to go to Pizza Hut. And I went to Pizza Hut, and so I did. And I got a cheese pizza thing. Now tell me, what is going through your mind right
I should have got pepperoni.
What if he goes my favorite analogy, though, or not analogy, my favorite example of people with weird voices is them ordering pizza, because I feel like that would just be the strangest thing.
If you were on the other end, I did work at a pizza restaurant. If you're at the other end of that really is, that would be a weird thing.
My name is Chris Hansen with Dateline NBC, doing a story about pepperoni pizza. And what's going through your mind right now?
That cheese pizza is illegal. That we don't serve that here. I thought that cheese pizza was 19. I don't know what you talking about.
We don't have cheese pizza here, sir. I'm sorry. Sorry, sir. We're illegal. That's my impression of young Keon. Hey, it's me.
I can't remember. I think that my voice just kind of gradually went down. I don't know that I ever had the crack.
Mine was voice. The opposite, because I told you about mine. Yours, you probably had a smooth transition. Mine was the trailer guy you were telling me about, where it's just suddenly boom, got this. I was like, hey mom, I was wondering if I could just go out to the store today. Mom, will you take me to GameStop, please? And that was basically
was the transition. About as easy a transition as ever happened.
Mom, I want to order Twilight Princess on the GameCube, please. Mom.
It's yeah, you're not getting that game because you're a man now. Go get it yourself.
Unfortunately, you've got to go mow the lawn before you can get that game. Man, that was 2005 that came out, by the way.
Oh, that's
11 years ago.
Oh,
I pre-ordered a game 11 years ago. That's weird.
there are phrases that you can say that make you sound infinitely old, but that has to be right up there with them.
Because I had the wherewithal to do that and want it in the first place and have played prior games to it.
And then have had a decade pass on you since that moment.
Yeah, and 2005, I was I'll give it away. I was 10 years old in 2005. Old man. I was 2000.
I was 15. I don't know that the gap is really all that large.
10 versus 15. Like when you're 10, 15 is a long ways away. But now that I'm 21, 26 is whatever.
No, it's really not that big of a gap at all.
Because we can do the same things now. There's nothing that you can do that I can't do, except for B26. I can't do that. But.
Which I assure you is not all that it's cracked up to be.
Jay just yelled that that's true. I can't rent a car, but that's okay because I have my parents to do that for me, and a company.
Right, and also for me, I couldn't rent a car, but also I did not need to rent a car.
Yeah.
Oddly enough, until I became 26 years old. So.
That's true. Insurance premiums are higher. We're being yelled at and told. And we get free insurance now, thanks, Obama? That's right, because I'm not 26 yet. I'm still on my parents' insurance, and it's free.
Yes, I am 26, so I'm not.
Haha.
The dream ended.
So do you have insurance?
A few months ago. No.
So what happens if you fall and break your face?
I go to one of those physicians clinics.
Minute clinics?
Yeah, see what it is that they can do for me.
That's at Walgreens. It's I need a flu shot and also reconstructive surgery.
Yep. Can you do that? Can you get that done?
What, you mean Elephant Man in the 1800s? You could fix him. Oh, wait, you didn't. Elephant Man in the 1800s, he died under your care. Now you're telling me that you can't fix me?
Come on. I'm not even that far.
Thanks, Obama. Just lie and say you're younger. You can look young. You could be younger.
I mean, don't they ask for ID?
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
Shoot. Darn it. I went to that's why they wouldn't rent me the car, I guess. They were like, can I see your ID, please? And I was like, here's my library card. Georgia Pines, buddy. Better believe it. I can rent any book, and you're telling me I can't rent a car? I can get, he can go and get One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, but he can't get himself a car. Okay, fascist. Stupid America.
This is not the America that I want to live in.
This is not I don't know. So Nash is tweeting. I'm literally shaking because of this. Thank you, Jay. Nash is tweeting right now. Vice President-elect Pence sent law enforcement after voter activist organizations in Indiana. He says activism is going to be dangerous now. Now, under how he's sourcing that, I do not know. But he also says, rule number 1, and my Twitter just scrolled all over the place. Rule number 1, believe the autocrat. He means whatever he says. Okay, good to know.
Good to know, but also, can you do things as the president-elect? We make a very big deal about someone's first 100 days in office, and I thought the whole point of that was because once you become president, then you've got to start acting.
Well, Mike Pence is the vice president. He's vice president-elect, but he's also still the governor of Indiana.
Ah.
So he can pretty much...
That's true, okay. Yes.
So he can send the state police wherever he wants. But, I mean, he can send the state police wherever he wants. You know what I mean? He can do that. He's not doing anything illegal by sending the state police wherever the heck he wants.
Yeah. I think it's just how he chose to say it. It's the most...
yeah. But it's all in the wording.
Combative way.
It's all in the wording, though, isn't it? I'm not defending what he's doing because I haven't read up on it, but you see that a lot where people are like, oh, look at what Mike Pence did 10 years ago. It's because he's governor, man. They elected him as governor. He's going to do stuff. What do you want? I don't agree with everything Nathan Deal does, but I don't think he's an idiot.
Right. Which Nathan Deal there has a whole...
Oh, boy.
Yep. Including the most recent thing where it was just we're going to pass this bathroom law, and then the NFL was like, oh, we thought you wanted the Falcons to get a new stadium. And then Nathan Deal backed out. He backed out very quickly.
And I don't know how I feel about that because it seems like that shows that he can be swayed by, market trends, which maybe is a good thing, though. Is it?
I mean, it depends on how you feel about money.
If it's a moral position, I don't think he should be swayed by market trends. And that kind of was a moral thing. No matter what you think about the bathroom issue, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to say what I think about it, but no matter what you think about it, someone should stick to their morals if they have them.
So I don't know if it was a moral thing for him specifically. Possibly if he's
not.
Just look, if we're acting out the will of the people, if this is what the people want, and this is what the people get. But also, I imagine the people want money, and also the people want the Falcons to have a new stadium.
and people want Georgia to still be, relevant and have the city of Atlanta as a thing that businesses go to.
Right. And also Hollywood was going to back out, and a large number of movies and TV shows are filmed in Georgia.
Which is why you see the Georgia Peach at the end of like everything that's on Adult Swim, because they're in Atlanta.
Yep.
And the show Atlanta is filmed in Atlanta. And so on FX networks, you see the Georgia Peach, which kind of makes me a little bit proud being a Georgian myself.
The Walking Dead also takes place, at least at the beginning, in Georgia.
In Atlanta, in fact.
Yeah.
They're in downtown Atlanta, and there's a tank there, and it's kind of awesome. So, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, that was all I was going to say. Like, you just have some shows there that are filmed in Atlanta. Not to mention, I believe, like, the last Avengers movie was also filmed in large part in Georgia.
Yeah, it was. In fact, Iron Man 3 was set in Chattanooga. And it was really snowy for some reason.
Right. It's like somebody doesn't live here.
Someone has never been to Chattanooga.
But I feel like Samuel L. Jackson being briefly in that movie should have set somebody straight on that. But regardless.
Seeing as he's, from here, staged a protest here, he should probably know what it's like to be here. But whatever.
Like, he probably just didn't tell anybody anything. It's just cool. Like, I came in, I read my lines, I left.
He just let them be idiots, I guess.
I'm going to collect that paycheck.
So have you seen, you have seen Westworld. How much have you seen?
I am 4 episodes in.
4.
Which is just a long ways back.
We're on 6, so you're not too far back.
Oh, okay.
You've only got 2 more episodes to go.
I feel like I've been going to edit so slowly, though, that it feels it's like I'm further behind.
It's a weekly show, so, you're not missing. I mean, you are missing a lot, but you're not, like, so far behind it's irredeemable.
Right. Like, I'm not a person that I don't marathon things very frequently.
Yeah.
So usually I'll watch an episode. Like, mostly because I don't have time to just sit down and marathon stuff. It's like I'll watch an episode or even half an episode and come back later and finish it. Yeah.
I can't do that. Like watching half a movie and then coming back to it later, and I'm like, who's the guy who's on the screen right now? I was that way with A Bug's Life. I didn't remember who anyone was when I watched it again.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was. That's a whole other story for another day. I'll tell that some other time.
I'm bad at names, but I don't forget faces very easily. So leaving and coming back never really bothers me.
Yeah.
I really enjoy the show a ton. Like, it's really good at
good sci-fi, solid sci-fi, very Michael Crichton, as you said.
Yeah, and also solid Western.
Yeah, it's sort of the best of both worlds. Just like our show, you've got the one perspective and the other perspective. You've got sports and news. There you go.
There you go.
News director. This is the Millennials Talk on Hot News Talk Radio.
Thank you for joining us. We'll see y'all next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Gross.
You give us 12 minutes and 40 seconds, we'll give you Chattanooga and the world.
News Talk 1240.
I'm blowing everything up. We're starting over. I'm doing a new show. I want guys who push it to the middle of the table and go over the top. Take a risk, fail miserably. I'm right, and I'm not wrong, and I'll never back down. Conflict works. Allow it.